What's the Constitution worth to you? You know, you get on Facebook or you get on Twitter, or mostly Facebook though, and there are people that you know who they say if the time ever were to come, they'd lock and load. And I don't even think you have to say that. In fact, I don't think it's a good idea to say something like that. But what is it worth to you? And what are you willing to allow? And this is to our legislators as well. Michigan right now is in a state, it's in an unconstitutional state. You can say that the emergency powers granted to the governor allow her to do certain things. That can't be true, because if that's true, any crisis can be converted into emergency powers. Any crisis. It just needs to be elevated to the right level. Our checks and balances are our last defense. And our Constitution means something. Look up selective incorporation. It's a legal term. I guess sometimes I wonder if the 14th Amendment, there's an argument whether or not it helped us, but it certainly did in this way. And that is the use of what they call the selective incorporation. And that means that most of the Bill of Rights, except for Article 9 or the 9th Amendment, most of the Bill of Rights also applies to the states. The governor cannot tell us we can't assemble. She just can't. It's against the law of the land, and it applies to us. So anything, you could take that and go from there and realize that most of what we have the right to assemble, we have the right to choose where we are going to be. We are free people. We are supposed to be a free people. Yet we roll over and we say, for the safety of our people. Well, here's what we got. We have an informed consent. If you want to be afraid and you want to hide in your house, I got nothing against you for doing that. If you want to hide away and be fearful of catching a disease that might take your life, I respect that. But when the rubber hits the road and you tell me that I can't go out because it's for the safety of the people, or you tell me that I can't go mow my lawn or mow somebody else's lawn for a living, a couple of videos ago, I said get angry. It's time to get angry. And not just at this governor, but at those who enable her. What she's doing is illegal. And frankly, if law doesn't matter to her, then it ought not matter to us. It ought not matter to us. We're going to have anarchy. If the Constitution is broke, then by God, it's time for us to be having a little say about what we do then. If we have no more protections from the government, then we need to protect ourselves. I'm not calling for insurrection. I'm not calling for that. What I'm saying is, absolutely do not accept unconstitutional limits. There's a lawsuit, by the way. Outside Legal Counsel of Saginaw has a lawsuit against the governor, against the state of Michigan, for her unconstitutional edicts. In this particular case, it's primarily affecting the Freedom of Information requests that a couple of the plaintiffs have. If she can just unilaterally change statute, let me rephrase that. Can she simply change statute? She's not a legislator. She's not a king, she's not a queen. If she's allowed to, what does that mean? Again, every time we have a crisis, do the rules change? How can we possibly keep up with it? You call her office and you demand that she observe the Constitution. You shut that switchboard down. That's all you got to do. Frankly, make it impossible for them to do their business. And frankly, you call and you let the sheriffs know in your counties that you would be very unhappy if they attempt to enforce her unconstitutional edicts. You call and you let the state police know that you would be very unhappy. This is how you do it. You communicate with them that enforcing unconstitutional acts is unacceptable. Get angry. Let them know. You're not going to get in trouble for letting them know. And if you are, then we're far more gone than I'd even imagined. Get it together, Michigan. Let your voice be heard.